you know, my main concern is that whether it was health care or K through 12, when the government got involved, things got worse. I talked to a group of doctors yesterday. They said it's no longer fun to practice medicine because of all the government bureaucracy, all the government policies. They say many of which don't make any sense for the patient. They don't make any improvement in the quality of health care. They drive up the cost. They drive up the aggravation. And my fear is that the government intervention into the financial markets is going to do the very same thing. You know, we screwed up healthcare, we screwed up K through 12. Now we're going to focus on financial services. That ought to scare the American people. We ought to have an exit strategy. The government involvement ought to end as soon as it can. And I can tell you from the testimony today, these banks, they're solvent. They're paying a 5% dividend to the American people. And they're ready for the government to be out of the banking business too. So there is an identity of interest, and that's a recognition that the government ought to regulate safety and soundness, but the government ought not partner and be a venture capitalist or be investing money in companies. Now, back in September, what happened is we had a solvency threat. We had a systemic threat to our financial institutions, and by necessity, action had to be taken. Now, we've now stabilized those institutions, and although we've got tremendous challenges with the economy, we've got the problem of illiquid assets, which the Treasury is, and I think it's humorous that they've now called them legacy assets. They're not. I mean, you change the name, but they're still a real problem. But I believe the banks ought to address that. The banks ought to find a solution to that. It shouldn't be a problem for the taxpayer. All too often, here on Capitol Hill, here in the Beltline, the easy solution is to let the taxpayer pick up the tab. With the financial crisis, the easy explanation all along is we'll just stick the taxpayer with it. But it's not easy for the taxpayer. We've got to get out of this cycle of taxpayer-funded bailouts. And I believe we're almost there.